So the claim is that drinking tap water in Los Angeles can be harmful at one time. The secondary claims being that tap water is inadequately tested, contaminants are found in Los Angeles water more than in any other city, and tap water poses health risks for the young, old, and the sick. So first, Los Angeles tap water is inadequately tested for contamination. And second, I'm just going to jump down to the second secondary claim, which said that in Los Angeles alone, we do more tests than the national average. So in a way, I think that kind of contradicts the first claim, saying that tap water in Los Angeles is inadequately tested, even though you say that it is more than the national average. So back to the first primary secondary claim, which leads to the opponent saying that testing of such chemicals such as arsenic and uranium are only done every 3 years to ensure that water in Los Angeles is safe for drinking. So out of like the 34 million people that drink tap water, some of the more frequently found chemicals such as asbestos, copper, and fluoride are approximately 2 milligrams per liter, whereas arsenic is only 0.010 milligrams per liter, which was stated by the EPA. So arsenic in general is a small amount compared to these other chemicals that are found in tap water. And although it is a problem, no doubt, it's not a notable compound compared to others. So next, more contaminants are found in Los Angeles water than in any other city. So an article I found as of January 2013 stated that Los Angeles is not in the top 10 worst cities for tap water. And so this secondary claim was made that it was based off of information from 2004 through 2009, which is a bit lack of reliable data, and it's a bit insufficient. So that's where this claim was made. And so also stated by the opponent was that approximately 12,700 tests were done in the LA area, and only 27 contaminants are found within the test, which is only 0.0021%, which is very small, and could have been different incidents, such as isolated ones, maybe from companies nearby. So we don't know exactly where those contaminants were found. And so in addition to that, of the 800 samples that were taken, only 4 locations contained these levels of arsenic. So I think 4 out of 800 is really small compared to some of the other ones, which out of those 800, approximately there was about 200 locations found where they had copper, lead, and fluoride. So it's quite small, although, but still very known. And so last, tap water poses a health risk for the young, old, and the sick. So, and one of the points made of this secondary claim was that the process of bringing the water from the source to the end user was where some of the contamination occurred. There's not a lot of evidence that the opponent gave on that. We don't know exactly how or from where it entered. And another example that was given was that the Colorado River was contaminated from percolating rocket fuel from a site in Henderson, Nevada. I think that's more of an isolated incident as well, and it don't necessarily has anything to do with the Los Angeles tap water, although Colorado River is one of our main sources. I think it was still more of an isolated incident that occurred. And so in that previous points that were stated were also facts from 2003 into lacking sufficient new evidence. So in conclusion, the claim fact this speech is unreliable due to lack of current data and contradictions of similar claims made.
All right, the main thing that I got from the speech is that you analyzed the issue and you understand the concepts pretty well, but you're not really making inferences and claims in regard to those things. I think you've got good points that you've picked out, but you need to make some declarative statements about them. For example, you early on you're talking about the amount of people who consume the water, the amount of lead and fluoride that's found in there, and the amount of arsenic, and you basically say it's a small amount, which the advocates seem to say also. I'm not sure that this is original research. This just sounds like it's a regurgitation of evidence that the advocate presented. So what's the claim here? The claim is that the level doesn't exceed the safety standards, that it's no risk for people to consume at this level. You say in comparison to the other things, arsenic is relatively low. Okay, well, what does that mean? That means that it's more dangerous, that we're more likely to die of copper poisoning than arsenic poisoning? That doesn't seem to be the inference that you want to be making here. There's an argument that's going on here, but you need to make a declarative sentence to go along with it. The same thing happens in the next point when you talk about, well, LA's not even in the top 10 worst. The evidence is a little bit old. The conditions maybe, are the conditions different? You say it's a small amount of contaminants. Okay, does that mean, once again, that it's safe, that there have been changes, that there is no risk to people consuming this? One of the things I think you could argue is that the advocate didn't show that there's any harm that occurs because of the level of contaminants that are there. The opening point, which is actually, involved with the second point there, that was a little confusing, kind of dropping down to the second point first and then coming back up to the first point again. That was a little bit confusing. I understand what you're saying, though, is that we conduct more tests here than any place else, which does, in fact, seem to contradict the advocate's point. I think that's a good point. But what does it also mean? The inference should be that our water should be considered safer than any place else because we test more. We find relatively few places where there are contaminants, and those few places where we found the contaminants are relatively low. Plus, the advocate doesn't show us any harm that occurs from the levels of contamination that have been presented. You've got information that supports all of those arguments, but for some reason, you're not really declaring those statements, and you need to make those arguments a lot more explicit. You're wandering around on the subject. It's like I'm doing an analysis instead of making an argument, and you want to make the argument. All right, thank you. All right, let's see what our situation here is. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people left. We were very efficient tonight, by the way. We got through a lot of people tonight. It's because we were short Monday night that we have extra. So we've got 5 people that we still have to hear from. Here's what I'm sorry, let me turn this